My name is Dale LaCure, and I am really passionate about helping families create healthier, happier, and more financially secure homes. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. There's lots of great information coming, and I will see you soon. We are talking about teens today and what sometimes parents just feel like, I don't know what to do with this kid. Like, he's back talking me, we're not connecting, he wants to stay in his room, he or she wants to stay in his room all the time, and we're just feeling like really lost for what to do. The kid seems really, really down, you don't know what to say. So we're talking today with Aimee. She is referred to by her kids or teens as Coach Aimee. So that's what I'm going to call you.
Okay.
We're talking about, and I know that people are hiring life coaches, which is fantastic. I think we all benefit when we have someone that we can talk to that can guide us through all the challenges of life, right? But we also have now, which is kind of new, is teen coaches, which I feel is brilliant to help the kids, obviously, but to help parents as well. So, Aimee, thank you so much for being here with me today. So, tell us, what you do with the kids. Like, do you meet with the parents first? Do you meet with the kids first? Like, how does it all work?
Sure. And thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it. So I really connect with most parents first. And so what we do is we kind of get on a call. It's called a parent discovery or parent consult, and we just chat. We talk about what's going on for them, what's going on for their kids, and we find out one if we're a match, if we like each other, right? And if I can help. And sometimes I feel I'm not the person to help, and then I will refer to other people, either another coach or maybe for therapy, just depending on what's going on. But so many things that can be done through life coaching. And so we just kind of hop on and see if we're a fit first. And then how it transitions is, if depending on how the teen feels about it, I either do a meet and greet phone call or Zoom with the teen, or if they're on board, we just start coaching together. So it's a pretty simple process.
I love it. So, what would you say is like the main thing that teens are struggling with right now?
Yeah, almost every teen that comes to me and every parent I talk to, it's anxiety.
Mm,
Anxiety is the big one. And
yeah.
it makes sense in the world we're living in, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear it as well. I hear it as well for sure.
Yeah.
So the parents reach out to you specifically for that reason, or do they say, my kid and I just aren't, I don't know how to help him, we're not connecting? Like, do you work with the parents at all in terms of the relationship building between the two of them?
Yeah, and so anxiety is the main one, but then there's so many things underneath, because a lot of anxiety is based on fear, and there's just a lot of other things. It could be more, skill oriented, where they need help with time management and stuff like that. So it's just a whole bunch of different things. But yes, the connection is very, very important. And so I do work with parents as well. I can coach them, or I actually have a way to get them a little bit of coaching when their teen is coaching. I give them some audio recordings and things to listen to so they can also learn the same things that their kids are learning, but also in the parent sense where they can actually learn something to connect with their kids and how to parent a little bit more effectively. So yeah, I do. It's so important to also partner with the parents, because they're with their kids all day, all the time. So
Right, right, right. So do you ever come together with the child and the parent and have like a little session? Or is it always
um yeah, so I haven't yet, because the teens really like having the confidentiality with me and being able to just have somebody that's kind of neutral to talk to. So they really like talking to me without their parents.
I
So
love it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
gotta be super helpful, I would think. So do you find it's like, this is kind of a weird question, but do you find you're coaching more boys or young adults, men or women? Like, which?
Yeah, I actually have equal and male and female, and they tend to be a little bit older. So 17 to 22 is the majority of my clients. I do coach younger, but that seems to be kind of the point where the parents have just tried everything, and then they're like, okay, what's next? Let's try this coaching, right? And see if it helps. And so, yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of parents have already done some alternatives that haven't worked. So.
Yeah, yeah. So that I love this because I think once you get the teen to start talking, like I know when raising my kids when they were teens, if they felt comfortable coming to me, it was like if you start asking them questions and you're really listening, the floodgates just like they want to talk. Have you found that they want to talk?
Yes, absolutely. And they're so smart and they have so much um, just to share with the world. And they're
Mhm.
just, it's a lot of self doubt. It really just comes down to the fear and self doubt. Almost every problem refers back to that. And it's just that we all have them, those thoughts that go on in our head that are untrue. They tell us stories all day long and hold us
Mhm.
back and make us think terrible things about ourselves that just aren't true. And so we really break through all that. And that's really the underlying component of a lot of the other factors.
Wow.
Mhm.
So do you talk to them about like the science of it, like how the brain tries to stop you from doing things that are different than what you know? Like, do you go into that whole thing with them?
Yeah, a little bit. We talk a little bit about some of the way your brain functions. It's especially important for parents to know that, we all hear that the teens, their prefrontal cortex is not fully developed yet until about age 24, 25. And so we expect them to kind of be organized and do, have all these skills that they really just don't have because that part isn't developed
Mhm.
yet. And so their organizational skills, their planning skills are just something they're not good at yet and they haven't learned. So we have to teach them. And unfortunately, as parents, and I'm totally guilty of this, so I'm not calling parents out because I've done it too. And it's just a natural nurturing instinct, but we try to do everything for our kids. And sometimes not allowing them to do stuff for themselves isn't helping them. It's not teaching them and it's not building their confidence. So that's one of the things that we really work on, that I work on with parents, is to kind of step back a
Yeah.
little bit because it's hard.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
That's a
it
tough
is,
one
because
to
we're
let them
nurturers.
fail because that's how, yeah, because we're that naturally we want to come in and save, right? But
Mhm.
that's stunting their growth. I mean, they have to fail. They
Yeah,
have to learn. That's the best way to learn, and that's hard. But yeah, that's such a
absolutely.
good point.
Yeah.
Now, do you talk to them too about? And I want to just say also, like that teen brain is also very impulsive, right? So
Mhm.
that's another thing that we need to recognize. It's not that they're like being crazy. It's
Yeah.
just that that's their brain. They can't yet process like think about something before you do it. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
think about the consequences.
Yeah, they come from emotion a lot instead of logic.
Mhm.
And so emotion can lead you down crazy pathways, right? When you don't bring in logic too, and it's not their fault. It's a biological thing. And so we have to realize as parents that they just don't have some of the capacities that we just expect them to have. They just don't have them yet. And so we have to help them and guide them,
Mhm.
and it can be frustrating.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I love it. And I think that goes for all the different stages of child development. Like we have to understand what they're biologically capable of. And if we're expecting them to do something like, for example, a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, if we're expecting them to sit for extended periods of time, like that's not right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It's like,
not what their mind is doing right now. So it's like, and then we're yelling at them or punishing them for not sitting still, but that's not what they're supposed to be doing
right.
right
And then it just frustrates and stresses us as parents. And it's kind of a vicious circle. It just goes
now.
round and round. And so that's why I really feel it's important to also, help parents as a coach with
Yes,
their
yes,
kids. Yeah.
I love it. So this is awesome. I love this. So one more question.
Sure.
Do you talk to them about lifestyle? Like, are they sleeping? Are they exercising? Are they eating garbage all day long? Like, do you go into that arena with them?
Yes. So we do talk about that. Now, we talk a lot about the stuff they want to talk about, but I do try to sprinkle it in because they are on social media so much. And so what that does is it diverts their time to doing something active, right? And so we
Mm,
really talk about like different things they can do as a gift to give back to themselves. So it's not a punishment of getting off social media. It's a gift giving back to themselves, where I encourage them to get outdoors, exercise, come up with some kind of more active plan, do something that they love. Um, and maybe find something new that they can try. So I really encourage them that way. And the eating's a little bit more tricky. So I'm going to use you as my back in my back pocket because it's harder to monitor unless they want to do it. So, but we do discuss it, but it's hard to implement on my end when I'm not with them. So that's where I'll have the parent help.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love it. And the parent also has to be following a good lifestyle and not bringing all the junk in, and then
Yep.
modeling, healthy behaviors and all of that. So, but
Yep.
I feel like kids, like I had a really interesting encounter. This is kind of going on a tangent. I want to make sure I'm not going too far over. But this weekend with my granddaughter, we were shopping and stuff, and we started to do like she was asking me, can I buy this or can I buy that? I said, well, let's look at the ingredients, So I started like looking at them and I was like, I don't know, artificial colors, flavors, like a lot of sugar there. Like I started like reading the labels with her, but she got intrigued. She was like, oh, so she picked up another box and she's like looking at them. She's like, this one's better. I was like, yes.
Yeah, and
So
it's teaching them young, that's the thing. If they learn to eat healthy and do the right things and look at labels, right?
yes,
Then
yes.
they make better choices when they're older. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. This is so valuable. And I hope that if you're watching, you'll reach out and think about it. I mean, this could be an incredible tool for your family. If you are
Mhm.
struggling with your teen, sometimes just doing this kind of thing and your teen seeing that, I really want you to be happy. I really want us to be able to connect. I want you to be able to bring out your talents and the best you that you can be. And this is something that we can do. So it's like showing them you can solve a problem. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to just sit in it. Let's take
Mhm.
action and get somebody in the game here and help us. So I
Yeah.
love it. It's
Yeah, and
terrific.
that's exactly what I do. We look at what's going on and we get you a solution and move you forward. And that's really
So,
the basics of it. Yeah.
yeah, it's powerful. So
Yeah.
good. So, Aimee, thank you so much for being with me. And all the information is in the comments. You can find it. Well, you're going to have to put them back in there,
Mhm.
actually,
Okay.
where you can find Aimee. And do you have like a call that people can just kind of get to know you kind of thing, like a complimentary call?
Yeah, absolutely. If you go to my website, Best in You Coaching, you'll find everything on there. I have a parent masterclass that I run each month, and also you can book a parent consult and we can chat, and that's completely complimentary.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you once again. Have an amazing day. We will
Thank
be back.
you.